Okay, so today we are going to do Paranoid Android by Radiohead. I had a comment from somebody, and they said I've never done Radiohead before, and that is true. And actually, I've only ever heard one song by Radiohead, which was Creep, which some Radiohead fans probably would dislike. But yeah, I know I've known of Radiohead, obviously, but I don't know. I've never gotten into their music. So here we are. I'm going to delve in now with Paranoid Android and see what the heck's going on here. I've heard of OK Computer before, and I know that it's a well sought after album. But again, I don't know. I just never listened to them. So anyway, let's get into it and talk about it after.
Stop the noise, I'm trying to get some
Radiohead and Paranoid Android. I know I'm bad at, like, I guess, excluding my emotions or whatever during a song. And I will say that my dog is snoring, and all right, she's not snoring anymore. Having a bad dream. Anyway, yeah, I will say that I'm bad at showing my emotions, I guess, during a song. And, like, I know a lot of reactors, they really go into it, and they yell and all this stuff. But for me, I don't really do that. But I will say that I loved the electric guitars, because I want to say two of them, because apparently in the personnel there was two people on electric guitar on Genius.com here anyway, which is where I can see the personnel. And actually, I guess I could check Wikipedia as well. But I really like that part. I mean, it was very, I would say, flamboyant. I would say, I think it was like maybe halfway through the song. Uh, and right here, I guess, so the personnel on Wikipedia, which is a better place to find this, is electric guitar, Johnny Greenwood, and Ed O'Brien on electric guitar as well. Tom York on vocals and acoustic guitar, and laptop, it says. I think that's the first time I've ever seen laptop, which I guess would be the whole I may be paranoid, but I'm no android, I think it said, under his vocals, which I liked as well during the song. Ed O'Brien, like I said, also had sound effects, cabasa, and backing vocals. Johnny Greenwood had electric piano and synthesizers. There was a lot of instruments on this track. Colin Greenwood, I don't know, I would say that him and Johnny must be related. Colin on bass guitar and claves, and Philip Selway on drums and percussion. So yeah, I mean, lots of instruments here. And one thing, obviously, I mean, with any song, with the singer, sticks out mostly. So Tom York, I've heard his name before. I mean, he's been around for a while, as Radiohead has been. And yeah, his voice, like I said, I've only heard him in Creep, and I didn't know his voice could be such a, I guess, tenor, as you could say. His vocals here were so, I want to say soothing is a word that comes to mind. They're very soothing, and it's just, yeah, it's just, I like them a lot. I know that sounds kind of, cliche, or just, basic to say, but his vocals are very, they do something to you. They gave me, a good feeling. Like I said, it was soothing, and with the song. Uh, like I said, it was a trip. I said at one point, because it was like with the start, like I said, how his vocals would go up high, and then you come back down, um, and then yeah, with the electric guitar going, almost like Slash or something. I mean, a sound like Slash, and yeah, I mean, it was going, and then all of a sudden. It would come back down again, and I don't know. It kind of gave me a grunge feeling. I don't know what genre I guess you would put Radiohead in. I mean, I guess it would just show me here on Wikipedia or whatever. But alternative rock, it says. But I guess grunge is kind of alternative rock. But yeah, it was not as grimy, I guess you could say. But yeah, I mean, progressive rock, art rock, neo progressive rock. But anyway, 6.5 minutes too, and it was a great 6.5 minutes. And yeah, so anyway, I will say here, I'll read a little bit on the track. So on Wikipedia, it says the lyrics were written by Tom York following an unpleasant experience in a Los Angeles bar. The song is over 6 minutes long and contains 4 sections, which, yeah, that really, 4 sections there. How I said it was like a trip. It was like 6.5 minutes of a song, but also, yeah, it was like broken down into, I guess, 4 sections here. Holy. The name is taken from Marvin the Paranoid Android from the science fiction series The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So I have not heard that, but there you go. Paranoid Android charted at number 3 on the UK singles chart. It was well received by music critics. The track has appeared regularly on lists of best songs of all time. It goes on. It's an animated music video, which I did see, but I didn't react to, because music videos and reactions for me don't really work out with YouTube and their copyright policy. Anyway, it was placed on heavy rotation on MTV, which will always get you some views. and some notice, at least back then on MTV. Although the network censored portions containing nudity in the US, of course. At the 1998 Brit Awards, the song was nominated for Best British Single. The track has been covered by artists in a variety of genres. It was included in the 2008 Radiohead The Best Of album, which is an album I actually have. My God, but which is an album I actually have, The Best Of Radiohead. But again, I never I never delved into it. I don't know why I bought it, but I did buy it, and I never listened to it for some freaking reason. But anyway, I will say I just had to look up the 1998 Brit Awards because I was curious to see which single won British Single of the Year, which it was Never Ever by All Saints. And I was just looking at the other people in the category, and it looked like The Verve had a pretty big year because of the album Urban Hymns, obviously. And Radiohead and OK Computer was nominated for a lot of spots here, but it looks like they didn't win anything. So, yeah, I just had to look that up as well. Anyway. So it goes on here. I guess I can go to Genius here as well. So this is Paranoid Android. The first single from OK Computer is characterized by three distinct moods written in what Tom York referred to as three different states of mind. Okay, so I already love this because I like, I guess, the complexity, is that a word? I think so. Of how this is three distinct moods. I guess, yeah, okay. Anyway, Tom York referred to as three different states of mind. The song's lyrics tie in with a number of themes common in OK Computer, including insanity, violence, slogans, and political objection to capitalism. Well, isn't that relevant? York's lyrics were based on an unpleasant experience at a Los Angeles bar, like I've said, during which he was surrounded by strangers high on cocaine. That would be kind of scary. In particular, York was frightened by a woman who became violent after someone spilled a drink on her. Oh my God. The woman inspired the line "kickin', squealing, Gucci little piggy," which was a line I thought was, kind of droll, as they say. So it says in the song's second section, York uh, makes her as inhuman and said, "There was a look on this woman's eyes that I'd never seen before. Couldn't sleep that night because of it." So this really got to him. My God! In an issue of Rolling Stone, the band has compared the song to other multi-part rock pieces by famous artists and tackled the often raised comparison with progressive rock. Tom York said it was 50% Bohemian Rhapsody, if I could ever get that many vocals together, and 50% Happiness is a Warm Gun. So yeah, I mean, some big songs here that they kind of emulated, I guess you could say. And also, I mean, Bohemian Rhapsody, I mean, I always just think of Roger Taylor's freaking vocals on that one. I mean, no one could touch those high vocals. Anyway, Ed O'Brien said, "To me, the song sounded like Queen meets Pixies. People thought it was prog, but prog always took itself so seriously. And Paranoid Android, there's kind of a serious message in there, but it's kind of cartoon-like. And I guess you could say that with the video that was a cartoon, so that works well together as well." So we have a lot of quotes here. Johnny Greenwood said, "There's a mellotron on it. I remember hearing a Genesis record and thinking the mellotron sounded amazing, so I stole it. It was either Nursery Crime or Selling England by the Pound. It didn't sound like any other keyboard. Instead, there was a choir and a weird effed up sort of choir. I loved the fact that the notes run out after a few seconds. Some relative of the inventor was trying to remake them and had a few. They came with tapes in it, and it turned out they all belonged to Tangerine Dream, which is getting into prog territory. The song was also used as the ending theme for the anime series Ergo Proxy. So there you go. And yeah, like I said, there's a lot of instruments on this track, and just seeing, I guess, how they're saying, I mean, so much went into this track of so much influence of other bands with, like I said, Queen, and then he said Genesis. And my goodness, yeah, it's just I like to see that. I like to see people, work on a song where they got influence from some of their, favorite artists and some of a song that they really appreciated themselves, and then they want to kind of build on that and kind of use the same kind of instrumentation and kind of same sounds. So yeah, it's always nice to see. Anyway, I will get into some annotations here as well. I know this is like already 17 minutes in, but hey. Anyway, with the chorus, it says, "What's that? I may be paranoid, but I'm no android. what's that? I may be paranoid, but I'm not an android, I meant to say. So with that, since York has said of the title Paranoid Android, I mean, the title was chosen as a joke. It was like, oh, I'm so depressed. And I just thought, that's great. That's how people would like me to be. And like is in capitals. So again, he's kind of, playing with the media, I guess, or with some people anyway. Uh, yeah. So we go on. This suggests how York views the narrator, a depressed and depressing drag on everybody else, a miserable figure in a bar full of people trying to have a good time. The fact that this is a sort of joke is highlighted by the obvious reference to the humorous Douglas Adams series, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and more specifically, Marvin the Paranoid Android. So really, this really did take from that series, obviously. Uh, and I like the line in the second verse, when I am king, you will be first against the wall. So it says another point to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy here. So we go on. It says, with your opinion, which is of no consequence at all. And I also here, I do remember, I want to say how he said consequence. I don't know, I just liked how he pronounced the Q on that, which is very, I guess, like I said before, a little basic, but I don't know, it just gave me something there, how he said consequence. Maybe it's just a British thing, I don't know, but I don't know. Yeah, I just liked how he said it. I said, well, it may appear as if York is showing off his trademark cynicism, saying that you'll die with all your worthless thoughts about worthless things. He said that this is the character of the song talking and reflects the opposite of how he feels. Again, that's just a joke. So the song really is, I mean, like I said, complex. Basically, to its core here, it's just a joke. It's actually the other way around. It's actually my opinion that is of no consequence of all at all. My goodness. So yeah, obviously a big thing here with deciphering the narrator from Tom York. So then we have the third verse. I am running out of space here, but we'll keep going. You don't remember, you don't remember. Why don't you remember my name? Off with his head, man. Off with his head, man. Why don't you remember my name? I guess he does. And this really gives me like, old, the old times back in the Shakespearean days and all this stuff. The Elizabethan era. I couldn't think of like another word, but yeah. Back in the old days, off of their head, King Henry VIII, all that kind of a thing. You didn't want to be his wife, but anyway, it says with the annotation here, at this hectic and up-tempo point in the song, which I loved as well. I always like when, I guess, music gets up-tempo and hectic. It reminds me of, I guess, maybe a song like When the Music's Over by The Doors, or The End by The Doors, how it can get so up-tempo and so crazy, and then it comes back down, and, goes to the climax, and then comes down. Anyway, it says, the narrator expresses frustration at the notion of being forgotten, or just another cog in the machine. As Android grows passionate to the point of violence, the time signature abruptly switches between 4/4 and 7/4, an auditory match for the confusion and unrest of being dehumanized to the point of namelessness. Yeah, and then it says this is where it really gets into the series, as I've said, of Marvin the Paranoid Android. And then we have the bridge at the end here, rain down, come on, rain down on me, from a great height, and then it repeats. So it says this may be a reference to the story of Noah's Ark in the Bible. This could also be a reference to the monologue given by Roy Batty in Ridley Scott's Blade Runner. And then it says, that's it, sir, you're leaving. The crackle of pigskin, the dust and the screaming, the yuppies networking, the panic, the vomit, the panic, the vomit. I mean, again, lyricism here, a little gross, but I like it. These lines describe the death of someone, potentially the android itself, because of the rain. Water has the ability to short out circuits. Pigskin is very similar in taste and texture to human skin, and pigs is a common metaphor for inhumane people. The crackle of pigskin could also allude to the sound that is created when electronics come into contact with water. And then at the end, God loves his children, God loves his children, yeah. So the song finally ends in a sarcastic and magnificent way. God, the creator of all humankind, in his own image, loves all his children, even those who Tom might find grotesque, which is a great word to use here. So yeah, It says at the very beginning of the song when they were writing it, during the first tours in 1996, Tom used to sing a variation of the actual ending where instead of repeating "God loves his children," he used to sing "God loves his children, that's why he kills them." Yeah, so I kind of like that version a little better. But anyway, they changed her up, and it also says the way this could be interpreted with the sad robot as our protagonist is also worth mentioning. God indeed loves his children, but would God consider a machine as a child? In this version, the character decides that he is unloved by God, spiraling into rage and confusion. This rush of angst could be represented by the ending guitar solo, which was a great ending to the song. So yeah, love the song. Great way into Radiohead here. Uh, I can't wait to listen to more Radiohead. Yeah, I mean Tom York's voice, like I said, I've only heard Creep, and I'm really liking what I'm hearing here. But I do have to end this because I'm running out of space here. And thanks for watching anyway. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting. Really appreciate all the support.